My next upload for tonight is with regard to the ongoing disturbances and disturbers of the peace that are after creating a fact fiction issue. There's been very few positive facts presented or worked with in a positive manner, and there's been a lot of fiction that's feeding a fallacy that isn't healthy or safe for other people's families, with the harm that have been as a consequence of a vendetta of hate crime that started when my child was unlawfully separated from me, and that had a negative impact on other people's lives as a consequence of the culprits causing so much destruction in society. So I'm here on my own in my apartment, and there are threats to society in my presence, and they're not of healthy mindsets, and I'm highly concerned for the future well-being of other people's families as a consequence of Royal Avatar being disrespected so severely. So this brings to question and query the importance people put on faith and family, and it also brings to question and query the exploitation of my gifts, light and blessings that individuals have manipulated and abused for their own gains without respect for a positive process. So this is the fact of the matter, that a royal avatar of Tralee, County Kerry, Ireland, is being disrespected because of people's incompetence and misconduct. So it commenced as a treasonous offence. Those attempts failed. Hate crime is an offence against the state. There have been individuals exploiting from my experiences and my wealth and fortune and my creative and intellectual work, and they've been causing awful damage to society. So it's really disrespectful towards the government of the country as well, with regard to the positive legislation that has come about with childcare reform, criminal justice, that I had a big part to play in, a huge part to play in 2018-2019. So the legislation regarding childcare and criminal justice and areas of agriculture as well, that have been all a part of the new foundations and new reform of the country, are now being disrespected by people that think that life is disposable. So these people are threats to society, and they're not addressing their problems, they're not addressing their debts, they're not welcome on my property, they're not welcome in my proximity, and they are failing society, they're failing recovery, they're failing the rehabilitation process, they're disrespecting all the positive developments that came about from my input in legislation of the past 3 years. So it's really disrespectful to humanity. It's a crime against humanity. It's very disrespectful what I'm experiencing. These people in my proximity, it's like a communication centre of falsified information and just publicity stunts that are just so discourteous to the reality of the situation. So there's fact and fiction, and there are individuals that are not qualified to be discussing the circumstances they're discussing. They're not welcome to be in my experience. The damages they've caused to my son, unforgivable. And for the government to be aware, the Garda Síochána, you have two DPP impact statements from me. So it's common knowledge my role in criminal justice. It's common knowledge my role in the childcare orders also, or childcare reform, excuse me. So I'd appreciate the government and the Department of Justice safeguarding my royal patronage instead of liabilities in society taking precedence, with more insanity and malaise being bred throughout a society that has already been negatively impacted by bad behaviours, actions and such. So I hope the guards and the government are aware of its obligations to my royal patronage, and I hope everyone's respecting the new legislation for criminal justice and childcare developments, etc., as a consequence of my experiences and my achievements in society.